He just protected our family. Yeah, he did what he had to do.
I want you to imagine this. It's close to midnight in Fort Worth, Texas. You're in bed and your family is safe and sound, and the night is supposed to be as uneventful as ever. But then you're jolted awake by the sound of your dogs barking like there's no tomorrow. You look out the window, and there he is. A man tearing apart your fence and moving closer to your house.
She says it all started just before midnight. She, her husband, and 3 young kids had already gone to bed.
I started hearing our dogs barking. So I woke up my husband. I'm like, hey, something is going on.
They looked out the window and saw a man on their property acting erratically.
He already had tore down some part of the wooden fence.
This is Fort Worth, folks, one of the safest cities in Texas. But here we are, talking about a family whose sanctuary was shattered in an instant. Christina and her husband did everything right. They heard the noise, they checked it out, and called 911. But when seconds count, even the best police response is still minutes away.
He was just going back and forth in the backyard to our driveway.
Christina called 911.
He came to our driveway, and with a wooden plank from our fence, he broke our daughter's bedroom window.
Think about that. Your child's bedroom window shatters, and the line between you and danger is paper thin. Christina's husband didn't want to shoot. He shouted at the guy to leave, giving him a chance. But the intruder still kept coming.
Her husband screamed at him to go away.
Instead of him leaving, he came and tried to open the door, our kitchen door. So that's when my husband had to fire his gun.
Fort Worth police were there minutes later.
The suspect was taken to the hospital. He was shot a couple of times.
Police say he's been released and is now in jail facing burglary charges.
This guy is lucky to be alive. The homeowner did what any of us would have done.
That moment, that decision to defend his family, it's something that stays with you long after the threat is gone. And that brings us to something Christina mentioned that doesn't get talked about enough. What happens after?
What I'm afraid of is for the guy getting out, maybe through bond or something, and coming back.
What if the intruder survives and decides to come back? Retaliation isn't just a plot line in a movie. It's a very real possibility. The difference now is he knows they're armed, so he might come back more prepared, maybe even with friends, maybe even more dangerous now. This is why it's not just about owning a gun. It's about having the best firearm you can and knowing how to use it. Because the reality is criminals aren't showing up with slingshots. They're armed to the teeth, and you need to be ready for that. It's why law enforcement officers arm themselves fully. They know what they're up against. So why should civilians who might face the same threats be any different? And here's the thing. Fort Worth is known for its safety, but crime doesn't care about your zip code. Christina said it herself. They never thought it could happen to them. And that's the mindset a lot of people have. It's a weird kind of disassociation. Just because it hasn't happened to you doesn't mean it won't. And the argument I hear too often is, I never needed a gun, so why would I now? To me, that logic borderlines on kind of crazy. The truth is, most people with firearms hope they never have to use them. But if the moment comes like it did for Christina's husband, being prepared isn't optional. It's necessary. And you need to think beyond the moment. How do you handle the aftermath, the fear, what ifs, the questions that keep you up at night? And this is where being prepared extends beyond just owning a firearm. It's about making sure you're covered for the aftermath, which is why USCCA is a sponsor of my channel. And I talk about them because I genuinely believe they're the best at what they do. With USCCA, you get access to expert legal defense, training, and the peace of mind that comes from knowing you won't be alone if you ever have to defend yourself. But here's the thing, even if USCCA isn't for you, get some form of self-defense insurance. I don't care which provider you go with, just make sure you have something to protect yourself legally. The last thing you want is to find yourself facing a prosecutor or a civil suit without any support. Legal battles can be expensive and stressful, and having coverage can make all the difference in the world. Look, USCCA offers one of the most comprehensive packages out there, but at the end of the day, protecting yourself goes beyond just the physical act. It's about being prepared for everything that comes after. So, if you want to learn more about USCCA and how they can help safeguard you and your loved ones, check out the link in the description section of this video. And if this story resonated with you, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video, and stay prepared, stay informed, and stay safe.